Coming to you live from New York City, Harlem, New York City. You're watching a special edition of Astrology Numerology Now. It's Thursday morning, December 30th, 2021. We're closing out 2021 on this edition of Astrology Numerology Now. It's about, let me look at the time, it's 4:27. So if I look like I had a little red eye or whatever, it's 4:27 a.m. in the morning. I remember working the overnights on radio WBAI, radio station WBAI here in New York City. And I love the overnights. And this is when the show's recording. I said I have to get something out for the start of the new year so everyone can get a little bit of news and information. If you're just tuning in, again, I am Z Starman, professional astrologer numerologist. And what I want to talk about is the upcoming astrological highlights that are on the horizon for 2022. We're still, from an astrology point of view and other points of view, under the influence of this pandemic. And I'm hoping everybody's doing the best of their ability, or doing what they have to do to make themselves safe and others around them safe. So everybody hold on out there. This thing, from at least my professional or astrological opinion, I think we got about one more year of this, and eventually we'll see herd immunity. But let's talk about 2022. Now, currently, we have the sun is in the sign of Capricorn. It's Capricorn season. And Capricorn season started on December 21st, and it's going to last until January 21st, 2022. It's Capricorn season. It's winter in the Northern Hemisphere. And for my friends down in Australia, they're experiencing summer. So we're above the hemisphere. There in the Southern Hemisphere, the light of the sun is sort of kind of pointing in that direction right now, and sort of kind of away from us here in the Northern Hemisphere. But it's Capricorn season. Capricorns are ruled by the planet Saturn. Understand astrology. If you want to understand astrology, I'm going to give out my number at the end of the show. We are in Capricorn season again. It's 4-something in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. And again, that's why I have red eyes, because I decided to get up and record, save something, talk something to all my friends who are watching in the Manhattan Neighborhood Network channel, and for the BK All Day channel in Brooklyn and All Night too. Brooklyn channel in Brooklyn, New York. Those are my favorite people. And thank you for watching Astrology Numerology Now. But again, we are in Capricorn season. And Capricorn is in the Northern Hemisphere once again. Capricorn is about struggling. It's about enduring. If we see the symbol for Capricorn, we see half of it, on top of it, is a goat, and the other half is a fish's tail. So that's why it's called the sea goat. Not just Capricorn and goat. Some people say that all the time, but it's the sea goat. And sea goats are some of the coolest people you want to know, be around. They're very friendly. They're funny for the most part, but very serious. Very serious. One of the negative things about Capricorn, they can be very ruthless, and I don't care people with their emotions, thoughts, and feelings. That's the way Capricorn is. That's why the winter is so cold here in New York in the Northern Hemisphere. It's like, we're gonna feel this ice. It's like you're gonna feel the rings of restriction. That's what we see around Capricorn's ruling planet, which is the planet Saturn. So we're in Capricorn season. And I'm gonna say, happy birthday to all the Capricorns who are watching this special end of the year edition of Astrology Numerology Now on Manhattan Neighborhood Network in New York. in New York City, and on the BCAT channel in Brooklyn, New York, BK all day. Thank you for your support of astrology, numerology. Now, learn astrology. I mean, you know, I've been an astrologer for like over 30 years. And to see the how can I say this? See the love that people around the planet have for astrologers and astrology and other New Age scientists and studies. This is part of, and just knowing astrology does not require a belief system. It's just like knowing a language, knowing how to speak and talk about astrological event or heavenly event in a language only fit for astrologers. And if you've been speaking this long language for like 30 years, I know some colleagues in this profession has done it for 40, 50 years. It's an amazing study. Know who you are, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from an astrology point of view, from a numerology point of view, by getting your natal chart done and understanding what your big three is. Your big three are your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. Your big three is sort of kind of like your social security number in a way. It tells a lot about who you are from an astrology point of view. So contact your nearest astrologer. Again, I'll give out my number and contact information at the end of the show, and you can understand, number one, yourself, and two, you can understand the language of astrology and the language of numerology. Happy birthday, Capricorns. You guys got a lot of work to do before spring gets here, and I hope you pull it off. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about some numbers. What do the numbers say for 2022? Excuse me. Now, we add up 2022. Let's add up 2022. This is numerology. So if we add 2 plus 0 is 2, plus 2 is 4, plus 2 is 6. 2022 is a 6 universal year. Every number from 1 to 9 basically has a vibration or meaning about it to it. That's astrology. In addition to some master numbers, or what are called master numbers, which are 11, 22, and 33. These numbers vibrate at a higher frequency than most other numbers, but in the Pythagorean numerology system, and this is the easiest one of all to understand. I know there are people who use the Chaldean numerology systems and others, but just using the Pythagorean, because I think it's the most common numerology system that most people use, just simple addition. If you know how to add, you can find out or know, A, what the universal year is about, and B, what your own personal numerology year is for 2022. I'm going to show you how. But I want to talk about the significance of the year 2022. Again, we just added it all up. It adds up to the number 6. And 6 is about healing. Virgo is the 6th sign of the zodiac. And 6 also correlates to health and wellness. For 2022, if Earthlings, if you want to get rid of the COVID virus or whatever viruses that are to come, we have to maintain globally an attitude of gratitude for health and wellness, nutritionally, spiritually, The number 6 is ruled by Venus. So there are going to be a lot of good financial opportunities on the horizon in the 6th universal year. But we're starting off January 2022 as a 7 universal month. We can't just wish the pandemic away. It's not going to work like that. We're in a 6th year, so we have to, by any means necessary, pull out all the Dr. Sebi books we can find and all the famous health and nutritionist books to find, Gary Null, to bring health and wellness to the planet. Because if we don't do this as a full court press, as we say in basketball, if we don't take an urgent need in the number 6 year, which also is the number of responsibility, I'm keeping this easy. I'm keeping this simple. I know there are a lot of numerologists say, well, Starman, it's this way too, and it's that way too. Yeah, it probably is. But I'm telling you my brand of astrology and numerology and what I feel and see. The last number 6 year we had was 2013. Those want to remember that year. So it's just keeping up that gives you that slight edge that you need in understanding the world at large when you're understanding how the planets move, spin, and turn, the language of astrology, and the language of astrology as it relates to you. Understand how astrology relates to you, your family, your job. And some people out there may say to me, look, Starman, I don't care how it relates. You know, we have this pandemic going on. The economy is not what it should be. But again, it's going to take a humanitarian effort in this number 6 universal year of health and wellness to repair emotions, the body, feelings, thoughts. 6 is about loving and nurturing. We're going to have to love and nurture each other as earthlings. So these are some of the things that we collectively, this 6th universal year supersedes everyone and everything who's into that calendar system of the Gregorian calendar system. There are others, there's Chinese calendar systems, Greek calendar systems, but in our basic Western hemisphere and throughout the rest of the planet, we're using the Gregorian system and talking about that 6th year. If I really think in a number 6 year, again, 6 rules the planet Venus. 6 is about loving and being nurturing, and this is what's going to kill the coronavirus. We have to love each other. We have to pray for each other, because January 2022, it's going to be a number 7 year. So with a big teaspoon of health and wellness, followed up by a big tablespoon of faith at the beginning of 2022, I think we can begin right then and there to at least plant the seed of wellness and health. No more vaccine mandates, no more vaccines. Let's just get back to the way things used to be. And again, it's going to take the whole planet, a whole day of prayer, but still also double down on your immune system, regardless if you took the COVID shot or not. Double down on your immune system in the number 6 personal or a universal year. This is Z Starman, just tuning in, watching on Manhattan Neighborhood Network or the BCAT channel in Brooklyn, New York. I'm sort of kind of previewing the year 2022 as we end the show. Again, the time now is 4:42 a.m. in the morning in New York City, getting ready for the sun to come up over the horizon in the next hour or so. And we're getting ready for 2022. Now, one thing that I said that we're going to talk about, and I hope we have enough time to get this in, how to find your own personal year for 2022. Just simply put, and again, if you want to know about yourself from an astrology, numerology point of view, I'm going to put up my number towards the end of the show, and you'll be able to call me, and we'll be able to talk astrology and numerology for 2022 and what it means to you, yours, and those around you. But what was I getting ready to talk about? Oh, yeah, calculating your own personal year. And that's sort of kind of most secondary in the world of numerology. What is your personal year? So simply put, let's say I'm going to randomly choose a birthday. Let's say May 3rd. Let's choose May 3rd. So we're going to add the number 6 for 2006 to May 3rd. And May 3rd, we're going to say 5 and 3 is 8 plus 6 is 14. And the laws of numerology require you to reduce that 14 to a single digit number. And people born on May 6th or May 3rd, they're going to have a number 5 universal year. And you can research the information yourself and find out who you are. Everybody find out who their personal year is. If you need an astrologer, here I am. Give me a call after the show. Let's give them the number right now. To get in touch with me after the show to talk more astrology and numerology, again, the time now is 4:44 a.m. in New York City. We got about a couple more minutes to go. One thing that I miss is being able to talk to you guys on the radio. Again, I had a show on the radio station WBAI, 99.5 FM in the overnight, and that's where I am right now. Maybe my eyes seem a little red and tired, but I just had to wake up and Spirit says, hey, Z-Star Man, do a show, and that's what we're doing. This is what we're doing for Manhattan and Brooklyn. And everyone else, if it's shown somewhere in YouTube or whatever Vision Land. But we have a couple of minutes left in this edition. What will we talk about? We talk about so much. We were talking about calculating your own personal year. Just add the number 6 to the month and day of your birthday. Just add the number 6. Again, let's say if you're born May 1st. Here's a different example. Let's say not May 1st, but April 1st. So 4 and 1 equals 5. 4 for April, 1 for April 1st. And you add the number 6 onto it. So 4 plus 1 is 5 plus 6 is an 11. So someone born on April 1st, they're in a master number 11 universal year, which is a year of vibrating on a higher frequency, getting in touch. And I know we're sort of kind of limited in this era of COVID and Omicron, but the 11 vibration, just say if you're born on May 1st or April 1st, and there are about, I believe there are about 22 other birthdays in history who are having master number 11 years. And 11 year is, again, one where you should be able to vibrate into and on a higher frequency. So know your personal year. If you don't know how to get your personal year, here's the number. My number is 973. Excuse me, my number is 917. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. My number is 917-473-2211. 917-473-2211. You can find me on all the social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it. Look for Z Starman on those social media platforms, and look for me when you want the latest in astrology news and information. There's some other stuff that I got to get out. We're just about out of time. And what I want to talk about is three things. Venus is currently retrograde right now. Venus is retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. What do you mean by that, Zaki? I'm watching the show for the very first time. Okay, retrograde means, in astrology talk, to be moving backwards. We look at it in the heavens, it looks like it's sort of kind of moving backwards, but it really isn't. It's an optical illusion. Venus being retrograde, and Venus is the planet of love, money, and affection. And when a retrograde or a planet is in retrograde, things sort of kind of slow down a little bit. So Venus is in retrograde. So you Capricorns, watch your money, watch your finances, and Venus rules love lives. Watch for the people who come back into your life, and the Capricorns out there, some unfortunately are going to be breaking up with loved ones and significant others with this Venus retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. What else do we have going on? Venus retrograde, oh yeah, the big thing. Jupiter is in the sign of Pisces as we speak. Jupiter is in Pisces. You see this on my Facebook page. You'll see Z Starman, and on the Astrology Numerology Now page, you'll see a picture of Jupiter in the sign of Pisces. This is beneficial for all Pisces people and other water signs people like Cancer and like Scorpio. This is a beneficial moment, at least until May 10th. If you happen to be a Pisces, a Cancer, or Scorpio, Jupiter is transiting through Pisces. Jupiter energy is luck and abundance. So there's some luck and abundance coming Pisces way. And if you want to know more about that, give me a call after the show. Let's see else. We got about 3 minutes left. We got 3 minutes left. What else can I share with you? Jupiter and Pisces. Okay, let's share this. Let's talk about this. In the middle of January, not only will there be Venus retrograde, because I just said the latest Venus retrograde in Capricorn, if I said it, I think I did, is from December 14th to January 29th. It's about a 6-week period. We always hear about Mercury retrograde for you who always watch the show. And every 3 or 4 months, Mercury's retrograde. Sometimes you hear me say Mercury retrograde, and I hear people say, oh, not again. But Venus retrogrades only once every 20 months. 18 to 20 months. So when Venus retrograde, it's very significant. So I want my Capricorn people to pay attention to that. Again, we hear about Mercury retrograde, but to begin, and this is very important, everybody, to begin 2022, we're going to have the Venus retrograde and along with Mercury retrograde at the same time. Venus and Mercury are going to be retrograde at the same time from about January 14th, when Mercury turns retrograde, stationary retrograde, until about January 29th. Venus or Mercury retrograde February 3rd, so a couple of days later. But this 2-week to 3-week period, beginning on the 14th, to about the end of January, the beginning of February, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hold on to your hats. That planet, these planets are about to get crazy. The world is even getting ready to be even crazier, I believe, with the impending war in the Ukraine and the invasion in the United States, and we got Korea and China to deal with. But Mercury and Venus retrograde at the same time. That is sort of kind of awesome. That is sort of kind of an awesome thing to happen to all of humanity. Because remember the TV show with the third rock from the sun? Mercury or Earth is the third planet from the sun. So the planet in front of us is going to be retrograde, and the planet in front of it, Mercury, is going to be retrograde. So we got, imagine being in line at the grocery store and two people are acting strangely and acting like idiots online, and you're feeling that energy. The planet Earth is going to be feeling that energy of retrogradism when we have the Mercury retrograde and the Venusian retrograde from approximately January 14th to the 29th, February 3rd. Mercury's going to be retrograde in both Aquarius and Capricorn. So my Aquarius people, I want you to hold on and keep your head to the sky during that period. But everybody out there is about to get crazy. We're about out of time. I think that we're about out of time. I want to congratulate someone who I've known for at least 30, 40 years, and that is Eric Adams, on being elected mayor of New York. By this time this air, he'll be called Mayor Adams. Mayor Eric Adams, he's a Capricorn, born on January 1st, 1960 in New York City. New mayor, new times, and that's what the year is about. New times, new energy. And I hope I was helpful in getting you all to understand it. Again, I want to thank my producer, director, Dietrich Kelsey, for helping, and not helping, but producing this episode of Astrology Numerology Now. And I want to wish everyone out there healthy, and my engineer left, so I have to do this. But oh, COVID. I hate engineering my own show sometimes, but it has to be done. But anyway, this is Z Starman. And again, I want to thank Dietrich Kelsey, my producer director, for getting me on the air and putting up with me over the last 14 years. And finally, I can't thank her enough. But anyway, this is Z Starman saying peace, love, light. Happy 2022. Namaste.